guys, I just wanted to give you a quick demonstration of key features of the Bora X Pure Compact Induction Hob.
Okay, so to switch it on, you literally hold that button down for about 2 seconds, and then you'll see the digital control panel. The actual cooking area is within this square zone. There are some tiny little dots here that are difficult to see, and you can put the pan anywhere within that zone, and then you select that zone and use the slider to control the heat. It actually goes up to 9, and then there is actually one more, which is a power boost function. The fan, you can either control it manually, or you can press the fan button and it switches to A, which is for automatic. Personally, I leave it on automatic, and it will work out how many pans you have boiling and how heavily they are boiling and adjust itself accordingly. The fan always takes a moment just to spool up, but you will start to see all the steam being sucked into the centre there. So that's on full power at the moment. If I reduce the heat to, say, a simmer, it will immediately bring down the temperature of this one, and in a moment the fan will adjust itself. There you go. This particular hob is the Bora X Pure, and it's got the additional feature of being able to combine the zones into one large cooking area. So you do that by just touching both of them and use the slider to adjust the temperature. There are also some clever features with this. You can select an individual zone. You can press the timer and adjust it using the slider by 5 minutes at a time, or use the plus or minus to adjust it by individual minutes. Once you select the timer again, that then has a little timer symbol associated with that zone, and it will switch itself off automatically after that amount of time. There is also a generic timer which will just give you an alarm after a certain amount of time, but it won't actually switch any zones off. There is a hand symbol here. If you press the hand symbol, it allows you to wipe the surface without affecting any of the digital display, and it allows you to do that for about 10 seconds. There is also a pause feature. So, for example, if somebody was to knock at the door while you were cooking, you can press pause. It will bring everything down to a very gentle simmer temperature. Then when you come back and unpause it, it brings all the zones back up to the same temperature they were set at previously. There's one other feature that's quite clever, and that's called a pasta function, whereby you can automatically set a pan to come up to a boil for about 3 minutes, and then it will automatically go down to a simmer. So for things like pasta and rice, that can be quite useful. So for example, with this, if I wanted to adjust this one, I could press that zone, and then I could adjust it to the simmer amount and hold my finger there. It will then flash. That means that this pan is now going to come up to a heavy boil for about 3 or 4 minutes, and after that time it will come back down to the simmer amount, which I've set to 5. In terms of day-to-day maintaining, the only thing you really have to do is take this little cover piece off, and also this is the grease filter. Bora recommend you clean this pretty much every time you use the hob, but I would say at least once a week. These can just be washed in the dishwasher. This is also designed to catch a certain amount of water, 300 millilitres. So if you did have a minor spill, it will actually spill into there. You can lift that out and pour it away in the sink. If you had a real disaster, you can actually spill up to 3 litres of water into here, and essentially it's a big bucket that can be unclipped and removed by taking out one of the drawers below. Hopefully that scenario wouldn't happen. About every 18 months, depending on how heavily you use the hob, you would be required to curl up and remove this filter, which is the charcoal filter, and this can then just be very easily replaced by coiling in a new one and pushing it through as far as it will go. And this filter's been specially designed so that the white side is designed to remove any fish odours, and the grey side is general food odour. But it does mean that when you're cooking, you won't have any lingering smells, after cooking fish and that sort of thing.